In the depths of the Great Amazon, mysteries lurk at every corner. From encounters with the extraordinary to seeing otherworldly entities, you wouldn't believe what people have seen. Join us as we explore these unexplained sightings that left everyone shocked. Forests are more than just home to wild animals. If you don't believe it, take a look at this. A tourist saw a bizarre being deep in the woods. It was tall, with long, stick-like limbs and tangled, creepy hair. Its appearance seemed ancient, almost out of place, like something from a forgotten time. The creature looked as though it belonged to a lost civilization. Stories say they were that tall, with unusual features. It could have been hiding all this time, living undisturbed in the forest, and if one has been seen, who knows? There could be an entire tribe of them still hidden in the depths, waiting to reveal themselves. Snapping giant. Imagine walking along a quiet riverbed when you spot something enormous moving in the water. It appeared like just another river creature until it ate a stick with such force that it swallowed it whole. The fisherman who saw it knew this wasn't something ordinary. Soon, he realized he had encountered a giant turtle, unlike anything he had seen before. In another encounter, workers stumbled upon a massive 120-pound alligator snapping turtle trapped in a muddy pool, completely covered in dirt.
Watch out, everybody. Let's just set him here. Stay command.
They carefully pulled it out and released it back. These rare sightings hint at ancient creatures still lurking in hidden corners of nature, waiting to be discovered. Trail creature. A trail camera captured footage of a bizarre being, on all fours, moving unnaturally through the forest. It had no clear face, only a featureless, with long, hairy appendages that seemed to twist. Experts who reviewed the footage were baffled. No known animal fit the description. It might be a creature long thought to be a myth, perhaps one hiding in the remote wilderness for centuries, unseen by modern eyes. It could be a lost species, thought extinct, somehow surviving in the hidden corners of the forest. Blue serpent. In the fields, a farmer sensed something unusual beneath the soil. Driven by curiosity, he began to dig, and slowly, he and others uncovered a bizarre sight, a flash of blue. As the digging continued, they uncovered a massive cobra. But this wasn't any ordinary cobra. It was blue. A rare and mysterious sight, unlike anything they had seen before. They quickly thought to catch it, not to harm it, but to ensure it was safely released back into the wild, where it belonged. Mutant horror. In Pripyat Park, near Chernobyl, a local came across a strange sight on November 17, 2024. Something large was moving in the darkness. Curious, he switched on his flashlight and carefully approached. What he saw left him frozen in fear. A giant creature with multiple spider-like legs stood there. It appeared to be a mutated being, likely caused by the radiation from the Chernobyl disaster decades ago. The unsettling encounter spread quickly, and authorities decided to close off the park, warning that it was no longer safe for visitors. Dogman encounter. Deep in the Michigan woods, hunters on a night trip noticed a bizarre glow in the darkness. At first, they thought it could be an animal reflecting light, but as they got closer, they saw it. Two white, glowing eyes stared back at them. The creature didn't move, hiding just beyond the trees. It was odd. Most wild animals would run or attack, but this one stayed there, almost observing them. As the hunters shined their light toward it, the figure seemed scared. Then it hit them. This wasn't any ordinary animal. It was a dogman. Without wasting another second, they quietly slipped away. Eerie woods. Expecting ghosts in the woods? One trail camera in eastern Germany captured a strange sight. In the dark, a black crawling creature appeared. It had a glowing single eye and spider-like legs that rushed eerily across the ground. It moved unpredictably, crawling around as if searching for something. Its bizarre appearance matched descriptions of cryptids, or unknown creatures that some believe lurk deep in the wild. The hunter who placed the camera expected to catch footage of wild animals, but instead, he found this unsettling being. Creepy catch.
Turn him over.
An animal expert shocked everyone with his latest reveal. He held a massive species in his hands, one with a spider-like creepy face and a cockroach-like lower body. Its many legs moved as if it was perfectly comfortable being handled. Surprisingly, the expert held it with ease, almost like it was his pet. Or maybe he was just used to it. Want to know what this bizarre creature was? It's called a mirelurk. Mirelurks are large, crab-like beings with tough shells protecting their backs. Seeing it alive and up close was an experience no one expected. Alien remains. In the woods, a hiker stumbled upon something that froze him in his tracks. Lying among the leaves was the carcass of a creature with a humanoid face. Its lifeless form, with strange features and an unearthly appearance, made it seem like it had crash-landed during a mission gone wrong. As the hiker stepped closer, he couldn't shake the feeling that this wasn't from Earth. A deceased alien? If this really is an alien, he thought, what else might be out there watching us? And why did it end up here? Giant snake. On the riverbed, a fisherman got a quick glance that made him pause. He saw something crawling and thought it might be a snake. Its massive form slithered across the riverbank. A giant anaconda. A similar encounter happened to a tour guide on a ship in the Amazon River. From the water, they spotted the tail of something massive. It wasn't a fish, it was a snake, a terrifying sight. The guide and crew quickly decided to leave it alone, and the giant serpent disappeared back into the depths. They were lucky to stay safe, but next time, would they dare venture so close to the river again? Centipede surprise. In the heart of the Amazon, an explorer encountered an unusual presence. A long, shiny creature was crawling out of its old shell. It puffed itself up, making sure its new shell didn't harden too fast. Then, it spotted a baby iguana nearby and went after it. The iguana moved quickly and jumped into the water just in time to escape. As the explorer kept going, he found more surprises. A big creature hiding in a hole, surrounded by smaller ones. In another spot, he saw two odd animals with dark bodies and yellow legs. It wasn't until later that he realized all of them were centipedes, each one more surprising than the last. Alien discovery. While walking beneath the trees, an explorer noticed a weird being. Skinny figure lying still on the ground. It appeared to be just a carcass, but as he got closer, he saw it had a humanoid body, its appearance eerily skeletal. The skull was unlike anything he'd seen before, matching descriptions of alien beings. The explorer couldn't help but wonder if it had collided in the woods, its mission gone wrong. Though many believe the woods are home to Bigfoot, this sighting made him think the truth could be far stranger. Perhaps these woods weren't just home to legends, but to something truly otherworldly. Forest stalker.
What's that, Dad?
In El Dorado, Misiones, a hiker ventured into the woods, but what he saw gave him goosebumps. A dark figure stood motionless near the trees. At first, the poor video quality made it easy to dismiss as a monkey. But it wasn't a monkey. Suddenly, the figure began moving toward the hiker, who didn't stick around to find out more and ran for his life. It was a pombero, a mythical humanoid of small stature in Guarani mythology. Similar sightings have occurred elsewhere. A camping family in the U.S. woods encountered what appeared to be a giant pombero and quickly packed up to leave. Locals in Misiones have also reported black, shadowy beings, adding to the growing belief that the pombero is real. Dark encounter. A trail camera set to capture wild animals in the woods caught a sight far more unsettling. In the darkness, a creature appeared behind a tree, moving on all fours. At first glance, it looked like a goat, but there was something wrong about it. As it moved closer, it seemed that it didn't belong to this world. The footage hinted at a sinister being. Was it the infamous chupacabra? A blood-sucking vampiric beast that stalks the night? The hunter would be thankful when he reviewed the footage. It was a good thing he wasn't out there that night. Only the camera had seen this terrifying view. Golden creature. A tourist lost in the jungle glimpsed an unexpected figure. It was fleshy, wrinkled skin, and had a long tail that had the appearance of a tongue. Not knowing what kind of creature it was, the tourist quickly snapped a picture and uploaded it online. The image instantly caught attention. Some thought it was from a family of iguana. Well, this was not the reality. Soon the truth was out. It was a Chinese giant salamander, a rare species believed to be critically endangered. Realizing the importance of the discovery, the tourist shared the story to raise awareness about protecting these ancient beings. Buried discovery.
What animal is this from with all these teeth? Is that a deer?
A woman on a walk through the woods made a discovery that left her shaken. At first glance, it looked like a skull buried under leaves, but something was off. It had bizarre molar teeth, unlike anything she had ever seen. The animals roaming the area now didn't have such teeth, leading her to wonder, could it belong to some ancient being? Perhaps creatures from a time long past, like dinosaurs. Maybe we're only now starting to find their remains.
Deer have upper molars? Just lower.
Serpent Queen. In a sewage area, a local spotted a presence that froze him in fear. There it was, its body slithering like a snake's, but atop its head were horns, giving it a dragon-like appearance. It seemed like a cross between a snake and a mythical beast. Perhaps it had escaped from a nearby lab? The thought alone was enough to send him running. In another sighting, a researcher in the Amazon observed a tall-necked creature. It resembled a giraffe, but the horns and serpentine body told a different story. Similarly, on September 8, 2022, a small horned serpent was seen crawling. Whether these are dragons or mutated snakes, what's your opinion on this? Woodland dwarf. A video uploaded online quickly captured the world's attention. In the dim woods, a small being with an unsettling face appeared. Its attire resembled jungle tribal clothing, and its movements were strange. Some likened it to the mythical Dobby, but others claimed it might be a dwarf, tied to ancient folklore. Legends speak of dwarfs acting as protectors of sacred forests, but the local tribes warned them to stay away. It's said that disturbing these beings brings misfortune, as they don't take kindly to outsiders invading their territory. Twisted Cryptid. A hunter placed his camera in the woods, hoping to capture wildlife. What he saw in the footage later left him stunned. It wasn't a deer or any known animal. Instead, a weird creature ran through the trees. Its body looked like twisted ropes or threads, with a creepy, skeleton-like face. It might be some cryptid or monstrous being. Watching the footage, the hunter felt thankful he wasn't there when it appeared. Whatever it was, it seemed unnatural, something that didn't belong in those woods. Bee hunter. A wildlife expert ventured deep into a jungle slope when he heard unusual sounds echoing through the trees. As he moved closer, he spotted a giant figure climbing the steep slope, moving through the trees. It was holding a large rock. He thought it might be a gorilla. The creature's massive size and strength made it seem likely. But later, he discovered his real identity. It was a bee hunter. And as the wildlife expert left the jungle, he carried with him a newfound respect for this unseen world. Horned snake. A clip uploaded online grabbed people's attention. It showed a slithery animal moving at Mount Jerai, Kedah, Malaysia. It resembled a snake. Its body had thick scales, and on its head was a strange horn. Could it be a dragon? Many believed it might be guarding that area, or connected to an ancient curse tied to the mountain. Locals reported multiple sightings of similar creatures in the area. After the video went viral, the authorities decided to temporarily close off the region, claiming it was for safety reasons, but many suspected they were trying to capture it. To this day, people wonder if dragons still roam the forests of Mount Jerai. Field lizard. In the fields, a farmer noticed a giant animal moving through the crops. He thought it was a lizard. But a lizard walking? That didn't make sense. Upon closer inspection, it seemed to resemble a Komodo dragon. It's possible that it wandered out from a nearby forest, likely in search of food. The farmer, concerned for the safety of both the animal and the people in the area, decided to call wildlife experts. He wanted them to safely capture the creature and return it to its natural habitat, ensuring it wouldn't harm anyone or be harmed itself. Winged mystery. We received an unbelievable video from a follower that shook up everything we thought we knew about cryptids. The footage showed a massive, dragon-like creature. Its wings appeared leathery, with a wingspan that seemed almost too large to be real. The tail, long and serpentine, swayed behind it. It was easy to think of dragons or ancient creatures we believed only existed in myths. It could be proof that dragons still roamed our world. So, what's your take on this? Forest Watcher. In the middle of a forest in Brazil, a group of boys spotted something supernatural. It was glowing faintly in the dark, its eerie light cutting through the trees. It might be a trick of the moonlight, until the shape started to take form. A figure hovering silently, almost as if it was watching over the forest. It could be a ghost or a lost spirit, trapped there for eternity. Or it might serve a purpose, a guardian of the forest, endlessly wandering to protect its sacred grounds from harm. Whatever it was, one thing was clear. The boys didn't stick around to find out more. Fiery secrets.
There's a fire inside the rocks.
Tourists came across a sight that made them stop and look twice. While hiking along a rocky slope in the forest, they noticed a fiery red glow from within the rocks. It was fire, but strangely, there was no smoke, no sign of flames outside the stones. The eerie glow made them wonder, was something living inside the rocks? Could it be a mythical dragon breathing fire from within? But as intriguing as it seemed, the truth turned out to be geological. Experts later revealed that the glow came from lava or magma trapped deep inside the rocks, naturally emitting the light. Even without dragons, the Earth still holds fiery secrets beneath its surface, hidden in unexpected places.
Dude, those rocks are glowing red.
Shadow creature. This group found more than just ghosts while exploring the woods at night. They stumbled upon a dark, creepy being lurking in the shadows. It had a small head, shiny eyes. It seemed like an animal, but it wasn't. It could have been an alien entity hiding deep in the woods. The explorers, shocked by what they saw, tried to leave. But here's where things take a dark turn. They mysteriously disappeared after that. Locals whispered rumors that the creature might have taken them. Or perhaps they saw something they weren't supposed to see. Whatever it was, they were never seen again. Whale mystery.
Pessoal, essa é a baleia que encalhou aqui em Suri.
A bizarre and shocking discovery was made near Araruna Beach in Brazil. A 36-foot-long carcass was found in the middle of the Amazon forest. The massive marine species, weighing around 10 tons, was spotted lying far from any ocean. A humpback whale. A team of biologists has been called in to collect samples and determine the cause. But one mystery remains. How did this enormous creature end up in such an unnatural resting place, miles from its ocean home? Maybe the whale has been lost at sea and was thrown inland by powerful tides and rough waves.
Muito grande. E eu já caí.
Glowing beast. A forest showed a magical sight to a lone hiker. A glowing being with long tentacles flying through the air. It floated gracefully, jumping from one spot to another, leaving trails of light behind. The hiker stood frozen, watching the strange being move as if it were putting on a show. It wasn't something ordinary. It looked like a mythical being, possibly a fairy, a pixie, or even a cryptid. But unlike the stories, it wasn't small. It was larger and more mysterious. Suddenly, it stopped, and before the hiker could take a step closer, it vanished into the air. The magical sight was gone, as if it had never existed. Pink dolphin. A video uploaded online quickly went viral, and for good reason. It captured a rare sighting from the Amazon River. At first, it seemed like an ordinary dolphin appearing from the water. But then came the twist. It wasn't a typical dolphin. It was pink. Yes, a pink dolphin known as the Amazon River dolphin. This fascinating creature stood out with its unusual color and unique features. In another clip, a fisherman was seen feeding these dolphins, revealing another surprising detail. They had very long beaks, unlike any sea dolphin. The sightings left people amazed, proving once again that the Amazon holds beings that feel straight out of a legend. Lake entity. In 2016, Brazilian authorities responded to reports of a bizarre sighting near a remote lake. When they arrived, they found a bizarre, creepy entity half submerged in the water. They assumed it was some kind of turtle, its dark shape blending with the murky lake. But as they got closer, the creature's appearance became more sinister. Days later, the officers who investigated mysteriously disappeared without a trace. Rumors spread quickly. Locals believed the demonic entity had taken them away, vanishing back into the depths of the lake. To this day, no one knows what really happened, and the area remains covered in fear and mystery. Dragon carcass. A tourist in the woods found something unbelievable. he spotted a giant creature lying motionless on the ground. Its long tail was covered in a mix of fur and scales, and its sharp claws looked ready to shred anything in its path. As he moved closer, the creature's face became clear. Wide, open jaws with razor-sharp teeth. No doubt about it. This was a dragon, but it wasn't alive. The tourist quickly turned to leave, shaken by the discovery. Later, orders were given to properly search the area, as it seemed that they might be near something much bigger. Glowing fairies. A jungle trail camera captured a magical scene at night. It recorded glowing beings flying through the dark, lighting up the area with a bluish glow. Their wings sparkled as they moved gracefully, leaving a shimmering light behind. There were many of them, and they seemed almost unreal. Fairies, pixies. The camera, originally set to capture wildlife, ended up recording something far more enchanting. Some believe this footage is proof that magical beings still exist in hidden corners of the world. Alien skull. In the woods, a visitor stumbled upon a discovery that would leave a lasting mark on his life. He came across a giant skull, green in color, with bizarre patterns carved on its surface. An alien skull. The top of the skull had markings that resembled ancient maps, and right at the center of the head sat a small, diamond-like stone. It might have powers, or perhaps it was a portal activation key. Imagine if the visitor had pressed that diamond, maybe a ring would have appeared, leading him directly into space without the need for a UFO. Hybrid oddity. Experts visited a grassy landscape for research purposes, but what they discovered was completely unexpected. They found a small species with a fish-like shape, but its body was entirely transparent. The oddest part? It had a lizard-like tail instead of a typical fish tail. This bizarre being left them puzzled. It was an unnatural cross between a fish and a lizard. Some believe it might have been the result of an experiment gone wrong and abandoned in the wild. Others suggest it could be linked to a hidden facility where hybrid creatures are being created. Whether by accident or design, its presence raised questions about what really happens behind closed doors in remote areas. Creepy tarsier. In the wilderness, a hiker spotted a strange creature climbing on a thin branch. At first, it resembled a monkey, but something seemed off. Its eyes were unusually big, giving it a creepy look. Suddenly, the tarsier made a quick jump and vanished into the trees. Later, he realized it was tarsier, a rare species known for its ability to rotate its head almost 180 degrees to track prey. The hiker, startled by its fast movements, decided it wasn't safe to stay there any longer. Even though it was small, he knew size doesn't always define a creature's intentions. Some beings in the wild are better left undisturbed. Feathered mystery. In the woods, a hiker came across a sight that stopped him in his tracks. There stood a creature resembling a bird, but its body was covered in long, brown fur. It had a beak, hinting at the form of an emu, yet its dense coat set it apart. The hiker couldn't shake the feeling that he had stumbled upon a species hidden until now. He quickly took a picture of it before leaving, knowing no one would believe his story without evidence. Dancing worms. A video uploaded online recently went viral, and it's easy to see why. It showed an ordinary pipe, but on that pipe were tiny, skinny creatures wriggling in an odd, rhythmic motion, almost like they were dancing. They weren't like any worms you'd normally expect to see. Theories flooded in the comments, but no one had an answer. Could they be from a newly discovered species? Or were they something else entirely? Later experts revealed it was a Caprellidae, also known as skeleton shrimp. Even with the explanation, sightings like this remind us that the world's waters hold beings stranger than we ever imagined. Creepy hybrid. A villager went to check his fields one quiet night, but what he saw left him stunned. In the dim light, he spotted a cow-like creature. Firstly, it seemed normal, until he noticed its legs. Instead of hooves, it had caterpillar-like legs that moved unnaturally. The sight was so bizarre it felt like a terrifying cross between two animals. Whispers of experiments gone wrong began to spread. The creature stood there for a while before the villager could get a better look. But the haunting image stayed with him. Amazon Mystery. A group of visitors to the Amazon came across a view they couldn't quite explain. The creature they found had a green, bulbous body. Around it were multiple hairy appendages, reddish-purple. Its appearance resembled a mix of a spider and a crustacean. It could be a rare arthropod or a mutated variant, perhaps even an alien entity. Realizing its potential significance, the group reported the discovery to local experts. After all, the Amazon is known to hide these that remain unseen for centuries. Who knows what other beings are out there? Peacock spider. In Western Australia, a trail camera captured something truly unusual. A small creature with a colorful face and bizarre, spindly legs moving swiftly across tree branches. It resembled a cryptid straight out of folklore. However, upon closer inspection, experts identified it as a male Muratus carii, a unique species of spider, known as peacock spiders. Their striking appearance and movements make them seem almost otherworldly. Nature, once again, shows that its creations can be more mysterious and surprising than anything we imagine. Buried relic.
Y hasta acá.
In a rural area, a farmer came across a massive thing. A giant bone, long and thick, with one side curved oddly. Its size and shape didn't match any animal seen today, hinting at much older. The bone looked ancient, possibly belonging to a species that no longer exists. Maybe even a dinosaur. The discovery raised hopes that more bones could be hidden nearby, waiting to be unearthed. Bizarre fungus. A strange video uploaded online quickly went viral. It showed locals opening some bizarre organic objects. These things looked unusual. White foam oozing from the inside and containing a white material that resembled a soft, spongy substance. Some viewers guessed it might be a rare plant or a mushroom species never seen before. Others suggested it could be an alien fungus or something from deep underground. Whatever it was, it didn't look ordinary. For now, experts haven't confirmed what it is. But with such an unusual find, it's only a matter of time before they reveal the truth. Playful hand. In a sewage part of the Amazon, a tourist caught a glimpse of something unusual. A small hand slipped through a narrow gap quick and playful, like it was teasing him. It appeared for a split second, then vanished, only to return again, almost as if daring him to come closer. The hand was too small to belong to a human. Locals whispered of gnome-like creatures hiding in the shadows, only revealing themselves to those who ventured too close. The tourist recorded the moment, but didn't know what the hand belonged to. Some say these beings are real, watching from the dark corners of the jungle. Who knows what other mysteries Amazon might be hiding? Road stalker. As a group of explorers drove back from the woods, something terrifying appeared in front of their car. Dark and massive, it stood on the road, forcing them to stop. Then it started circling their vehicle slowly, as if stalking its target. It looked like a werewolf, or maybe the elusive dogman, a creature long spoken of but rarely seen. The video ended abruptly, leaving an unsettling mystery behind. Did it take them as prey, or did they manage to escape? We don't know what happened next. Now it's time for today's open discussion. Ever seen a turtle with two mouths? That's exactly what some locals claim to have found deep in the woods. Firstly, it seemed like a regular snapping turtle, until they noticed something unusual. Its face appeared split, with what looked like two separate mouths moving. The bizarre sight left everyone stunned, questioning if it was a rare mutation or some unknown species. Later, it was revealed that the turtle's lower jaw had detached, creating the illusion of two mouths. While the mystery was solved, it's discoveries like these that remind us how unpredictable and strange the natural world can be. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.